Hello, everybody. Just a few first thoughts on this Friday concerning our gospel lesson coming up for this Sunday, All Saints Sunday, John, the 11th chapter, verses 32 through 44. It's a very familiar story. It's Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. And there's some things in here, though, that maybe we need to take a second look at and will help us to really get a handle on what happens here. Now, we know that in the Gospel of John, there are what are called the signs that point toward who Jesus is. And these signs are there so that, as the Gospel at the very end says, I've written all these things so that you might come to believe that Jesus is the Son of God. Okay, this is the last of those signs. Jesus raising Lazarus, pointing toward the confession of faith that's given a couple times in the gospel, resurrection and the life, all connected with Jesus. But there's a couple things here that are kind of interesting. A couple of times it's mentioned in this text that Jesus is greatly disturbed and deeply moved. Why? See, those words in the Greek are angry words. Jesus is upset. He's so upset that his gut is just spinning like he's going to be sick. And he's angry. He's angry as well. Wow. What's he angry at? Angry at the lack of faith on the part of the disciples? And we see that earlier on in the verses just before this text. Angry at Mary and Martha for not really believing that things are going to be okay. Angry at the crowd who's yelling, hey, he could open the blind man's eyes. Why couldn't he save his friend? Just something to think about. What's Jesus angry at? Angry at death? His own impending death? Jesus tells Martha, take away the stone. And she goes, he's been dead. He stinks, Lord. 4 days he's been dead. Is he angry at that? Angry at death itself? Or at Martha for not listening to him? A couple other things here. Jesus shouts out, Lazarus, come out. He shouts it, calling Lazarus out of the tomb of death. Do we hear Jesus shouting at us to come out of our tombs of death in the midst of life, shouting for us to come out? Now, why do I say that? Because Lazarus had died. Jesus brings him back to this earthly life. He will die again. But what is Jesus calling you and me out of so that we might find abundant life right now? What's he shouting at you and me in this moment? Something to think about. At the very end, he tells the people to unbind him and let him go, referring to Lazarus. Because when Lazarus did come out, he's walking out with all these grave cloths still wrapped around him. Unbind him and let him go. Those are the words that Jesus uses when he gives Peter the so-called keys to the kingdom, to unbind, to let loose, to forgive. All these same words are used in that text as well. This is really kind of fascinating. There's a lot of other things too that we find in this text that used elsewhere in the gospel really do point toward Jesus being resurrection and life. But more than future, right now in our lives. I think we need to really take a good look at this. We're reading this text this Sunday in the context of our All Saints celebration. But this really is a powerful message for we who are living here on this earth right now. We need to be unbound and loosed for service for the kingdom, service to God, service for others. First thoughts on a Friday. This is going to be one awesome Sunday. God's blessings be with you.